Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode of Monkey Hero Adventures. Today we are going to start on the trial series, and we're kind of going to do them in order. So we're going to do the first set of trials, which would have come out in 3.1, which we finished. And then we're going to go back to the story, and then go back to the trials. Let's say this way. I'm going to do probably all the trials in a row, but I'm going to release them in between the stories. So they kind of flow. I didn't do that with the 24-man or the 8-man raid. Because they didn't really have any of the other characters in them, but these do. So, but we're going to start off. We've got to start off with Tors first here. And he has a thing called Gods of Eld, and this is how we're going to unlock the extreme versions of both Ravon and Bismarck, although we're not going to do those on stream because there's no point, they're just extra. But it also will lead us into the new character that we're going to meet that is going to show us the trial series. Alright, here we go. Ah, my Lord Monkey. During your absence, a stranger came calling. Upon learning that you were away, he left a message to the effect that he wishes to speak with you and will await you at the Rising Stones. If you have a mind to oblige a stranger, please be careful. I cannot well explain why, but it put me ill at ease to simply be near him. Alright, well, let's see what's going on at the Rising Stones. Also know that once we get past Stormblood, which will be the next expansion, there are no more job quests, but they start doing role quests. Now, for us to be able to fully explore the entire story, we will need a job leveled up in both melee DPS, range DPS, tank, and healer, and I think magical too. So I will try to level those jobs off stream just so you guys can see that story, because I don't want you to miss out on that either. So. But yeah, alright, let's continue on. Here we're going to the Rising Stones. We won't have to worry about that until Shadowbringers expansion, but between now and then I'm sure I can find some extra time to grind out some levels on other jobs. My thanks for coming. Unukalhai is my name, and I serve a friend. I sought you out that I might alert you to the rising threat of the beings known as Icons. You are aware of the threat, you say? Ah, but I speak not of the primals, with which you are exceedingly well acquainted. It may interest you to know that the term Icon and the beings to which it refers precede the Garlean Empire by eras. You see, it is the name by which the Allegans called godlike beings, the dark divinity Odin among them, and the Garleans, who seek to emulate the glory of ancient Allag, have simply availed themselves to it. Pray permit me to continue the tale. Oh, that was Urianger. Wrong voice. Ah, Urianger, how kind of you to join us. As the Warrior of Light's comrade, my participation is but to be expected. After all, the matter doth pertain to the very fate of this star. The Icons of Eld, in the distant past, these mighty beings did offer fierce resistance to the Allagan Empire. However, they eventually fell to the men of Allag, who devised the means by which to capture them. And it did not end with the capture. As you well know, for the Allagans also learned how to harness the Icon's power. They refined this knowledge at the Ethereal Chemical Research Facility on Azizla, and within the centrifugal crystal engine, they sealed 3 of the beings of the Warring Triad. 'Twas first and foremost to acquire the infinite power of the Warring Triad that the Archbishop did seek Azizla. But in the wake of his defeat, the bindings which confine the icons were severely damaged. Doubt not but that they will fail completely ere long. Know that we do not condemn you for striking down the Archbishop. You were simply fulfilling your destiny. And yet, were the Warring Triad to be released into the world, unimaginable destruction would ensue. Take heart, for there is hope still. Through swift action we may yet prevent their awakening and see them resealed. But in doing so with this new threat, our first step must be to contend with the old. 2 savage gods are returned, I fear, summoned once more by their worshippers at a strength far surpassing their previous incarnations. I speak of the primals Ravana and Bismarck. If left unchecked, they will inevitably seek to seize the power of the Warring Triad. They will serve to feed the confluence of chaos and hasten the Icon's awakening. To wit, we must needs vanquish both their kinds. I pray thee, however, to first focus thy gaze upon the primals, ere we turn our attention to those icons and their fitful slumber. I shall return to the waking sands forthwith and consider such measures as are available to us. Meanwhile, I will bid thee attend the task of eliminating the primals. Young Unukali shall assist thee. Rest assured he is not our enemy, for the time being at least. So see, we have these two right here, which are both... If we are to prevent the awakening of the Warring Triad, then Bismarck must be cast down once more. I am aware of the rather unorthodox method you employed to lure out and slay the White Whale before, and had a mind to follow established precedent. That said, islands are not easy to come by. I should hope it is not necessary, but you may as well show this gemstone to Chief Sanu. He will know it as the weeping eye of the Manu Kamani, and it will ensure that he is completely committed to our cause. Oh, and before you ask, I have already informed Master Garland of our plans. He is currently en route to the Blue Window. As you prepare yourself for battle, so too does Ravana. With Thostath Thok, he builds his strength, feeding upon the prayers of his innumerable children. But those same children will not suffer you to live should you surrender yourself to them a second time. Nay, you must devise a new way of approaching the Lord of Hive's domain. Consult with the storyteller, the Elder of the Vath, and he will aid in this endeavor. Take this bauble. 'Tis known among the Nath as the Burning Eye of Ravana. When the time comes, you will know what to do. And that's how you unlock the other two. Let's read about the Warring Triad. The Warring Triad is the collective term for 3 immense powerful icons that were brought into existence during the twilight of the Third Astral Era, summoned by the native tribes of Mericidia, whose entities were set against the encroaching forces of the Allagan Empire. The strength of a primal is determined by the fervent prayers of its faithful, and as the Mericidians' prayers called for saviors with the power to throw back an imperial invasion, the resulting incarnations were perforce imbued with nigh incalculable might. That the Allagans were capable of conquering such godlike beings well illustrates the incredible heights to which their technology had ascended. The implacable empire subdued and imprisoned the Warring Triad, shackled them to machinery that sustained the icons' forms whilst at the same time leeching away their infinite energies. For 5 millennia, the Warring Triad languished thus in dreaming servitude, their slumber undisturbed until Archbishop Thornton VII of Ishgard rattled the bars of their cage. The Archbishop had come to Azilah seeking to absorb the Three's power and make himself a god without rival. It was fortunate, then, that the Warrior of Light and his companions thwarted Thornton before he realized his tyrannical ambitions, but the victory was not without consequence. The violence of the battle cracked the seals that kept the Triad in torpor, and the icons have begun to stir. Worse, the Garlean Empire and their heavy-handed efforts to plunder the secrets of Aziz-La threaten to drag them into full wakefulness. These terrible entities must be destroyed before they arise in their cataclysmic splendor. Alright, so each time we finish one, we'll have something else to read here. Alright, so let's actually go to When the Bow Breaks. As you can see, Kryl is in this. Another reason why I wanted to do the 3.1 story before this, because you wouldn't know who Kryl was but then. The time has come, Warrior of Light. We must move against the Warring Triad now or suffer the consequences. The seal is cracked and the icons stir. Should they be allowed to awaken and resume their titanic conflict, it will be alike to the second coming of a second calamity. You, Monkey, represent our best hope of eliminating this threat. That said, the very act of entering the containment facility itself presents certain unique challenges. So unique, in fact, that I struggled to locate an individual with the requisite talents to surmount them. Were it not for the impressively diversive connections of your fellow scions, I might still be searching. Happily, however, they were able to furnish me with a suitable candidate. Now, along with you and your Echo-blessed companions, all the pieces we need to proceed with this deadly game are arrayed upon the board. Victory hinges upon no less than the total destruction of the Warring Triad. But we must also aware the interference of those who covet the Allagan's primal harnessing technology. I speak, of course, of the blindly grasping hand of the Garlean Empire and its fumbling agents. The ignorant meddling of the Empire will serve only to hasten the Icon's awakening, and it is my master's desire that the Triad be dispatched before the Imperial forces delve too deeply. Being the nearest to wakefulness, the Icon Sephirot shall be your first adversary. Make your preparations and join me at the flagship in Azizla. We shall speak further there. Alrighty, here we go. Off to Azizla. This is the place, Warrior of Light. Here we will find the containment facility wherein entities of incalculable power lie chained, their fathomless enemies siphoned away by Allagan devices. As I warned you, Sephirot poses the most immediate threat. His dreaming mind drifts perilously close to consciousness. Thus must his destruction be our first concern. Your fellow scions will be joining us anon, accompanied by the uniquely talented individual of whom I spoke. From what I gather, the two of you are already well acquainted. Let us continue inside and wait before the doors of the containment facility. You have not been waiting long, I trust. We are eager to lend whatever cooperation we may to your mission, Monkey. It is an honor to meet you at last. As I know only one other Makote scion, you must be Archon Ishtola, meaning your diminutive companion is Mistress Kryl of the Students of Valdesian, correct? Diminutive? Perhaps there has been some mistake. I assumed it was for my knowledge and not my stature that you requested my assistance. The mistake is mine. My apologies if I have given offense. Mayhap it would be best if we proceeded directly to the matter of our objectives. Your adversary is the icon Sephirot of the Warring Triad, otherwise known by the historians of Alec as the Fiend. He was once a patron deity of a tribe of tree-like beings native to Mericidia, but was subdued by the Allegan Empire after a lengthy war of attrition. After his defeat, he was imprisoned for the use as a source of power. Even now, Sephirot is neither truly living nor dead, his mind bound in a dream, while his body energies are harnessed by Allegan technologies. The explanation for his failure to dissipate into ether lies in his restraints. These ingenious devices serve not only to bind him, but to continuously regenerate his corporeal form. Meaning it will be all but impossible to banish him while said restraints are in place, yes? Remove them, however, and we risk allowing an unfathomable power and doubtless vengeful icon to run rampant. It seems we have no choice but to divide our forces. One team must locate the controls to Sephirot's shackles and disable them, while the other stands ready to destroy him at the moment of his awakening. A most succinct assessment, Mistress Kryl. While I was aware that the Echo provided you uncanny insight, I did not expect you to intuit the core of my strategy quite so swiftly. Huh. If only my gift offered such detailed analysis. Which is to say, it doesn't. I merely took it upon myself to learn as much about the Triad's imprisonment as I could before coming here. It will be Monkey and I, after all, who enter the Icon's den. Indeed. Given the nature of our adversary, none say those under the aegis of the Echo should be permitted to enter the containment facility. The risk of primal influence is too great. Well, then that's settled. Then I will disable the restraints, and Monkey and his gifted adventurer friends will welcome Sephirot back into the waking world. Better than the other way around, I'd say, considering our respective fields of expertise and, of course, my diminutive stature. Right. It's time I had a little chat with the doorkeeper over there. Activating verification systems. Lifting access restriction to Triad control. I had no idea that Valdicium curriculum was so comprehensive. When we locate the controls for Sephirot's restraints, I shall gladly leave their operation to you. When we locate the controls, mayhap my words were unclear. Only those blessed with the Echo may safely enter the facility. Your concern for my sanity is touching, but unnecessary. Suffice it to say, I am in no danger of falling under the Icon's sway. Blip blip warning! Verification systems detect multiple unauthorized vessels entering restricted airspace. Security systems engaging intruders. The Garleans. Come, Urianger. We must keep the Imperials occupied. We too should be on our way. Gods, I would be lying if I said I wasn't slightly terrified, but I can't very well leave every deadly task to you scions. According to the histories, Sephirot was immense in both size and strength, mighty even enough to rout even the implacable armies of the Allegans, and that more than once. To cut a long story short, we have to get this right. I shall do my best not to wake the Icon up too much. As my grandfather always used to say of certain little monsters, get them up and get them moving while their brains are still abed. Hopefully this shouldn't be too long of a queue. We'll find out. Let's go to Heaven's Word Trials Containment Bay and just see what it says. 6 minutes. Okay. While we're doing that, I am going to go unlock the other two extreme trials, because why not, right? We're here. It gives me something to do in the meantime. So we will go knock these two out. They'll be open. Everybody will be happy. Let's see here. I'll talk to the Vath storyteller over here. Ah, hunter friend. Welcome. You come hunting gods once more? The non-mind is glad for your thirst for divine blood. Ever more rapacious do the one-mind grow as they seek offerings to glut our deity's insatiable appetite. Another plan for our guard's domain, path. Yes, there is but one way. You must seek out the Gaian hive on the far side of the colony, and attune your spirit to the aetherite ensconced within. But the deed is not possible. We hear that the crystal is warded by ancient ritual magics. The One Mind have woven the seal such that the most worthy of warriors shall be granted leave to enter Thostas Thok, and they do not share with the non-mind what they consider worthy. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Well, I think I'll be okay, because I got that crystal, fool. Better put my mask on. Oh, I can go get the legs now, too. Hey, didn't I get the... didn't I get the legs from the other place, too? It's already better there. Alright, my costume looks a little weird until I go to a city, so I can actually change back. Oh, what am I doing? Actually, flying over everything. Stupid. I have to go in here. Excuse me, guys. I'm just going to fly over you, Doc. No need to mess with me, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. After a pause, you smash the gemstone against the aetherite. Nothing much happens. Out of habit, you attune to the aetherite, and once more, nothing much happens. Okay. Let's go to the Sea of Clouds. Oh, actually, let's go back here so I can fix my costume here. Now let's go to the Sea of Clouds. The Traumatones returns, and with it the white. So comes the great Netherling warrior. Like double rainbows in the mist, Sono knows not what makes of this. An eye in the hands of a Netherling. Storm clouds of the Vandu are no match for the eye's might. Smash it against the aetherite in the whale's crown, and he will be vulnerable once more. Bind him with the chains of steel and drive him from the cloud sea. Return zephyr winds and sunlight to our lands. Not a problem, sir. I'm on it. I'm on it. There you are, monkey. The Enterprise Excelsior is ready to depart whenever you are. Say again. Chief Sanu wants you to smash some gemstone against an aetheryte to dispel a barrier of storm clouds. I don't even know where to begin. Bah, the hell's with it. Maybe it'll bring us good luck. I'll rendezvous with you there. Alright, here we go. Containment Bay. Let's roll.
Disabling Sephirot's restraints now. Good luck.
Oh, what a cutie. Again, I always wonder what these people think when they come in and they're like, oh, there's a new guy. He hasn't done this before. And then I'm tops in DPS. Tickled. I have aggro. Whee! You did it. I've seen you in action before, but never against anything like that big. My legs kept telling me to run, but I just couldn't tear myself away. I don't think I blinked once during the whole battle. I'm pretty good. A hero tried and true. If only I had possessed such strength. Ishtola, this is Kryl. Icon eliminated. Oh, if only you had seen it. Monkey gave Sephirot the mother of all rude awakenings. And your distraction was perfect. We encountered not a single Imperial soldier. Yes, understood. Let's swap tales of the Rising Stones then. Our path to the control chamber, we discovered a number of dormant thralls. It would seem the machines that preserve their forms also hold them in a state of torpor. We need not fear them for summoning their deity anew. In short, our work here is done. For the present, at least. Let's go home, shall we? Your senses are sharp, young one. I am Regula Van Hadris, legatus of the 6th Legion, and it would seem that the damnable woman and her accomplice have led me on a merry dance to the thickest of all this infernal island's defenses. To think that I pursued them. I shall withdraw for now. My lesson learned. I doubt it. You Garleans never learn. You covet that means to enslave primals, but in your headlong dash to control that which you do not understand, you show less wisdom than the very beast tribes that summoned them. I have no interest in crossing blades with children. Live, grow strong, and mayhap one day you will warrant my attention. I looked back and you weren't there. Did something happen? Not of consequence. I mistook a shadow for a man. Just what are you hiding beneath that mask of yours? A longing for hope, an appetite for power, a lingering sense of regret. Do I detect a desire to test your strength against a certain hero? Is that what your gifts tell you? No, those were just wild guesses, but I wonder if some few of my words didn't strike close to the mark. Or mayhap more than a few. Be at ease, Unukalai. I have no supernatural ability to read minds. The echo simply allows me to comprehend, regardless of language, that which a fellow being would have me know. You need not mask your heart as you do your countenance. That was a performance, then. A ruse to uncover my true nature. I shall also have to keep my wits about me. Alright, let's go back to the Rising Stones. So, Warrior of Light, how did it feel to strike down a great foe? You must tell me of the experience once our meeting with your colleague is concluded. Through thine all-surpassing skill at arms do we now take our first step in ridding this star of the Warring Triad's baleful presence. And in such wise do we lessen the burden bequeathed upon to us by the vain glory of Alag. Know, however, that the two icons which remain are thought equal in might to Sephirot, and may yet exceed him. Ere thou proceed, I would counsel thy to marshal thy strength and give careful thought to thy preparation. Assuming the Garleans afford us the luxury of time, even now they grasp for the means to dominate primals, blind to the technology's potential for calamity. My master taught me that the entity known as Sephirot was the world's first sacred tree. Elevated to godhood by the belief of its worshippers, there is no power more fearsome than that born of unconditional faith and unbending idea. Deal. 'Tis plain your master found in you a willing student. Tell me, was it he who taught you of Aleg's technology, potential for calamity, or are those your own words? 'Twas but a figure of speech, nothing more. When last we met, I thought I caught a glimpse of the boy behind the mask, but it would seem your defenses are firmly back in place. Must you persist with this infuriating veil of secrecy? I, for one, would very much like to know who this master of yours is, among other things. As long as our purposes align, what mattered my affiliation? It matters a great deal. I do not ask out of idle curiosity. If we are to fight as comrades, we need to be able to trust each other. On which note, I should apologize for my earlier trickery. It was merely an attempt to get to the heart of an enigmatic companion. Truth be told, I was rather glad you reacted as you did. No person of your age has any business being calm and aloof all the time, much as you might wish to be. Anyway, we best head off. Do send word if there are any further developments. A companion, now am I? Alright, let's read Chapter 1. The warrior light has toppled the first of the Warring Triad. We knew little of Sephirot other than that he was the chief deity of a tribe of tree-like beings, a sacred tree ascended to godhood. Elegant histories discovered upon the event of his destruction, however, have brought fascinating new facts to light. These recordings attribute to Sephirot the ability to induce spontaneous growth in living organisms through the manipulation of ambient etheric energy. It is noted that the icon did not hesitate to direct his ability upon himself. Sephirot grew to gigantic proportions during his conflict with the armies of Aleg, using his own colossal limbs to cut great swaths of devastation through their ranks. He was eventually overwhelmed, however, and his abilities contained. The Alegs performed experiments upon the captured icon, siphoning his growth-inducing energies into the cultivation of numerous chimerical monstrosities, one unnatural existence propagating countless others. When one believes one's control unbreakable, however, a single overlooked flaw inevitably leads to catastrophe. I know of at least one civilization that collapsed under the weight of such hubris. The Alegs. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the first part of the Warring Triad. Again, I'm going to record probably all three of these in a row, but I will be putting them out in the correct chronological order of the main scenario. So, I hope you guys enjoyed Sephirot, and we will see you in the next one.